So what we have here is we've got the Mr. Heater portable buddy over here, the MH9BX, 4,000 and 9,000 BTUs, low and high. We also have the Mr. Heater Big Buddy, the MH18B, which is 4, 9, and 18,000 BTUs, low, medium, and high. Some of the key features and benefits of these heaters is that they're indoor safe. They have a low oxygen depletion sensor on these heaters, so if the oxygen gets down to a low point in an enclosed area with minimal ventilation, these heaters will shut down for your safety. These both heaters can run, and they also are 99.9% efficient. They do run off of 1 pound cylinders, either on this one on one end here, or you also have the Big Buddy heater that runs off of a 1 pound cylinder on both sides. You can also run these buddy heaters off of a larger tank, like a barbecue grill tank, a 20-pound tank, with one of our hoses. We have a 5-foot hose right here, and we also have a 12-foot hose, but then we also have a 10-foot buddy hose. One thing to be aware of is that with the 5 or 12-foot hoses, we recommend using the fuel filter on these heaters. The purpose for that is that when you're using your heater, when you're ice fishing, you get warm in your ice house, you shut the heater off, you still have high pressure propane running in the line from the tank. The regulator is actually built into the heater. That high pressure propane will start to break down the plasticizers in the hose, because the hose is made out of petroleum. And when you turn your heater back on, those oil particles can get in your heater and potentially clog it up and affect the performance of it down the road. So we recommend the fuel filter for that. This fuel filter screws right into the side of the tank, or the regulator like this, and then the hose goes right down the end of it here. This regulator, or this fuel filter, will collect all those oil particles to save it from going into the heater and give you a long-term protection for your heater. If you didn't want to do those two, the 5 or 12-foot hose with the fuel filter, we also do make, like I said, the 10-foot buddy hose. This is an oil-free hose, and with this one you do not need the fuel filter, so you can just use this one 10-foot hose to run off this heater and you're perfectly fine. So this is oil-free, so there's no petroleum in that hose in the manufacturing process. On one tank on this one right here, this thing will run anywhere up to 5 hours on the low setting, or 2.5 hours on the high setting. Here, like I said, you can do a tank on either side if you wanted to. You don't have to use a tank on both sides. If you want to just run one tank on one side, this other regulator on the other side automatically will seal shut, so you only have to run off of one side. If you do use this on high and you're using the 1 pound cylinders, we do recommend at a minimum to put one tank on this side and one tank on that side to get the proper run time, and you'll see both grids light up on the front of the heater. But you do not need to use it on high. If you use a 20-pound tank, you can just run off of one side and be perfectly fine. On low and medium, you're only going to see one grid light up. So the heater's working perfectly fine. It's only on high that you'll see both those grids light up during operation. And then lastly, we do also have a quick connect feature on the Big Buddy heater, so we do make a hose assembly with a quick connect adapter, so you can use that as an option on your heater as well. It's a little quicker install and removal of the hose to go to another appliance if you have propane running to that as well. Other than that, like I said, these are indoor safe, oxygen depletion sensor on them. They have tip over mechanisms, so they'll shut off if they tip over as well, and they're 99.9% efficient.